Residential Market Analysis in Highest and Best Use, Chapter 4, Highest and Best Use, page 7, Testing Highest and Best Use. When a highest and best use analysis is required, the appraiser must devote an appropriate amount of time to performing this analysis. Consideration of the two factors, legal permissibility and physical possibility, focuses on information which was obtained during the research of the subject's relevant characteristics. These two tests are applied before the other two tests. It does not matter which one is actually first. It is recommended that the more restrictive factor be applied first. For example, if a property is zoned for only single-family home site use, the appraiser should consider this factor first. That way the appraiser will not need to waste time considering all of the other uses that might be physically possible. The third test, financial feasibility, relies on data obtained for the performance of the cost, sales, and income approaches. For owner-occupied, single-family properties, the information gathered in the cost approach will identify the site value and current building costs. The information gathered in the sales comparison approach will identify the market's perception of the current worth of existing properties. For investment properties, the information gathered in the income approach will speak to the investment market's perception of value. With the data analyzed for the first three tests, the appraiser is in a position to determine the fourth factor, the maximum productivity of the use or uses identified in the first three steps. End of page. Page 8, legal permissibility as vacant. The first thing we should come to the appraiser's mind is the zoning ordinance currently in effect that regulates the allowable uses for the subject land or site. The ordinance will include such things as the improvement's height restrictions, setback lines for the front and rear areas of the site, parking requirements if applicable, the ratio of the improvement's footprint to the green area, and any special allowable uses within the designated zoning classification. The ordinance will also identify the provisions for those legally non-conforming properties that are currently within the designated zoning area. The next thought should be building code requirements. Building codes are very different for residential and commercial properties and can have a significant impact upon development costs for the analysis of financial feasibility. Is the property located in a designated historic area of the community? Historic districts have many restrictions that apply to the use, appearance, and exterior maintenance of the property. Be sure to check for the deed restrictions and covenants for the particular developed location of the property. Deed restrictions can be inserted into deed transfer documents, and they will be upheld by the courts providing they are not discriminatory in nature. Covenants will be enforced by the Development's Property Owners Association. Covenants can be the most restrictive of all of the limitations on the actual use of the property. The appraiser will want to consult the community's long-range plan or master plan. What is the community's plan for expansion of the various residential and commercial districts? Where are the public utilities being expanded? In which direction is the community expanding its boundaries? What are the community's plans to upgrade or expand the public utilities? The appraiser must be able to answer the question, is the use under consideration allowable? End of page.